Good evening, everybody. I'm Pierre Roberge, the Daily Trader. It is July 20th, and let's look at why Tesla tanked. So Tesla is down $28.36. That's 9.74%. Closed at $262.90. And post-market, we are down by a further $1.11. So let's look at what we have here on the chart. If we don't look at the chart, we cannot understand what has happened. So yesterday, Tesla had its earning calls, and basically it had a beat on the earnings. There's a beat of 11 cents. That's 14% beat. 14% beat, this is good. This is good, this is positive. This is great news. In terms of revenues, Tesla made $700 billion more than what was expected by the analysts. So that's 2.91% more in revenue. So what is happening today with the stock? We had an idea yesterday a little bit when we saw that the post-market was not looking that good. But basically today we have a bit of a move down. We are down almost 10%. We have a gap down. We broke our bullish channel support. This has now become resistance. We also lost our 285 support. That buyers were pushing the stock above from not too long ago. So this is now a resistance because the stock is lower than that number. And we have even lost the support that we had in the past. We had support, look at this. We had support on 265.32 last time right here. Last time was July 10th and July 11th at 265.32. We had buyers coming in at that price. But now the buyers are not there anymore. We broke 265. The buyers are not even buying at 265 towards the end of today. Let's look at the 1 hour chart a little bit so that we can get the exact play-by-play. We opened at 279 and yesterday we closed at 292. We opened at 279. We had a high of 280, but look at how we just went down. First hour, big red candle. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh hour is not looking that good either because we have a long wick at the top. So we tried to move higher, tried to break 265.32, but could not do it even on the 1 hour chart. Let's look at our indicators. Look at stick at 4, extremely low. We need to have a stick at over 60 in order to signify that the stock wants to move. This is really not looking good. The question that arises is why did Tesla tank? They had a beat of earnings, they beat on revenues, they had lower margins. So I think this is scaring a lot of people. The margins are a little bit lower. Also, Elon talked about that the next few months are going to be difficult a little bit. There's high inflation. Because of that, there is high interest rates. This can put a damper on the demand, and Tesla is tracking demand very closely and adjusting prices when it needs to. Basically, there are gray clouds above Tesla, and it does not take that much to move a stock, even though the fundamental in terms of the financials are still pretty good. There's some bad news in those financials, and the stock market is not only moving because of the fundamentals. The stock market is moving because what big institutions decide to do. So if you have a big institution that decides to get out of Tesla, this is going to have a big impact. You have the traders like me who get queasy when a stock gets close to a very important resistance, like the one we just encountered yesterday. So I've been talking about this big downward resistance right here. This is the memory of the market. This is the memory of the market. Above that line, there's no buyers. And this is a descending line. This is a descending line. I'm going to say it again. November 4th, 2021, January 4th, 2022. This is decreasing. This is just a perfect line. You can ask an 8-year-old kid to draw a line touching all these points right here, and they are going to be able to do it. And that line was coming right down to where we were yesterday. So the day before yesterday, right here on that green candle, we could not finish the day above that line. We tried to finish the day above that line yesterday. We went over the line during the day, but no buyers wanted to go higher for that long a time, and they did not want to finish the day above there. And today, for sure, the buyers don't even want to buy above 265.32. The traders like us are also impacting the market because we get queasy when we get close to an important resistance and we are watching it like a hawk. And if we break it, then we are happy, but it's possible. But we are aware of the possibility that we cave into that line and we are taking the appropriate actions. So basically, I am not super happy about this. I would have preferred that the stock would have moved higher, but it is what it is. The stock market is in the most part psychological. Yes, sometimes it's going to move because a company has a great news, but most of the time, the stock market price is going to move without news and it's going to have its ups and downs. So for those that are new to technical analysis, this is a great learning opportunity. When you see somebody draw a line, and if that somebody is competent a little bit, he is going to see exactly what could be happening. And Tesla today just caved in to our 1+ year long downward resistance. If we look at our indicators right now, stochastic is not over 60 yet, so we are going to have to put the red thumb down. This is now bearish. We had the MACD crossover bearish when the green line crossed down lower than the red line. So this is already set like this. RSI above 50 is considered bullish and it's at 50.04. So technically it's still bullish right here. And the EMI also the same. In terms of the short-term trend, this is low. This is bearish. But we still see the RSI and the MI that is still not convinced yet. It's possible that we have a bounce back up at some point. It's always possible. It's possible that we bounce back on 265.32 after having broken through it. Or another possible stop is here at 240.89. This is a reversal. We are looking at patterns. We need to have a few more candles to start seeing a different pattern. Are we going to recover quickly or are we going to go further down? Nobody knows. Nobody knows, but we are going to be here every single day looking at every single candle to be one of the first to identify the new pattern. Let's look at the VIX. So VIX is going a little bit higher. We are up 23 cents, 1.67%, closed at 13.98. So we are inching a little bit higher. I mentioned that if we start to go higher than 1409, 1485, this is going to start becoming a concern. We are not there yet. We are not there yet. Stochastic is not over 60. We should not panic yet. The trend here is still pretty flat. In terms of Rivian, the buyers at $23.59 are doing their job. They prevented the stock to come lower than $23.59. And right now it seems that we have found new buyers that are coming in to push the stock even higher. So right now, this is a congestion zone. This is a congestion zone. After the big move up that we had, it's normal that the stock just takes a pause. It is taking a pause between 23.59 and 26.91. The stock is allowed to zigzag between these two lines without changing the pattern it is now in. This is a congestion zone pattern. This is a horizontal pattern. It is going nowhere. It's just zigzagging between these two lines. Once we start breaking 26.91, then this is a new pattern. This is a bullish pattern that is going to start. If we break below 23.59, it's going to mean that our buyers are no longer there at 23.59. And this is going to be the start of a bearish pattern. And when we see a new bullish pattern, we enter into the stock and we don't know until where it's going to take us. Just like a surfer that sees a wave, he just jumps on that wave and he hopes to get to the shore, but he is going to ride it until the wave breaks. That's it, that's all. This is what we are doing also on this channel. We don't try to predict Tesla should be worth $500. It's of no use to think like that. Tesla went down today, and if it starts a downward pattern, we should get short and ride that downward pattern until it stops. And when it stops, it will most likely do a congestion zone and then decide if it continues with another bearish pattern or a bullish pattern, and then we can ride it any which way. So right now, nothing to do with Rivian until we go lower than 23.59 or higher than 26.91. Is that easy enough? It's super easy. Xpeng, the same thing, 13.53 and 15.23. Enough said. NIO cannot hold 10.45. Cannot hold it. This one seems like it wants to do a double support. Stocks sometimes do this. They have a support at some point. We have some buyers at that point. And then the buyers let it slip a little bit, but then maintain that second level. This is what this looks like. And the second level is at 10.21. We are still in the bullish channel in this case. This is the bullish channel. Within the bullish channel, we have a horizontal resistance. We have a congestion zone between 10.21 and 11.31. Palantir, look at this. This is looking very much like Tesla. We have this big downward resistance that is separating the buyers and the sellers. This is the current frontier between the buyers and the sellers. And in the case of Palantir, we broke the frontier for 2 days in a row, but now we are jumping back in. Sometimes we have a trick like this. This is why you need to put a stop loss in case you are getting into this stock at this point right here above this downward resistance. You need to have a very close stop loss in case it reverses like this. It sometimes happens. We are back a little bit below 17.15. This line should also be red. Stochastic is still good, and pretty much all of the indicators are okay. So maybe this is just a little bit of a glitch. NASDAQ a little bit down, so we are down $15.57, closed at 455.20. That's 3.31%. Basically, this is doing what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be zigzagging between the two lines, and now we are, instead of zigging, we are zagging a little bit. Nothing much here. PayPal, the same thing here. It is supposed to go from support to resistance, support, resistance. And now we have been hugging the resistance for a long time. This is free money right here. But now we are dropping a little bit. Nothing too crazy. We still have all of the indicators pretty bullish. And we are still in this bullish channel right here. Unless we are breaking those two lines right here, then we are still in this bullish channel. Let's look at some indices. Dow Jones is still inching higher, so we are up 0.47%. But all of the other indices, look at this here, they are not doing super good. S&P 500, we are down by 0.68%. That's not too bad. We are still in our bullish channel. We are still going up as a whole. NASDAQ Composite, a little bit of a drop also, and it looks like it wants to fall back on support at 14,006. Gold dropping a little bit, but still in its bullish channel right here. This is the current bullish channel, where it broke our horizontal support at 1541. There's still hope that it's gonna go back again because we are still in the bullish channel. And we have a long wick at the bottom. We have a longer wick at the bottom here. So it means that towards the end of the day, we had a push back up by the buyers. So the buyers are no longer there at 1541, but they seem to be right here on this green support line, which is at 1533. Silver, a little bit of a pullback, nothing too serious. We are down 1.74%. Bitcoin has just broken the support at 29,838. And we don't have stochastic over 60. This should be continuing lower. Ripple is zigzagging a little bit. We are down 5.68% after having broken our downward resistance yesterday. Basically, we came back to where we started. So this is a little bit disappointing, but it happens. US dollar had a bad run recently, but now it's coming back above 100.43. And Neo Battery Material, it's just even Steven. It just closed at 36 after having gone to 37. We don't have stochastic over 60 yet for that one, so there's no impulse yet for it. There's no bullish impulse yet that we can see. But at least it's maintaining itself quite well. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.